A video game's length is usually longer than movies or sometimes TV seasons, but once it's over, it's usually over. It's probably going to be sitting on your shelf or in a box for years, never to be played again. And that's sad because a lot of the games I've played in my life are truly amazing, but I've already experienced all of its amazing moments. So if I want to play a game again without playing it, the best way to do so, in my opinion, is almost always the soundtrack. A game's soundtrack is so important, and recently, I feel like game developers have begun to understand that. So where do I begin? How about we begin with my favorite SNES soundtrack of all time. Not Donkey Kong Country, not Super Mario World, I'm fucking talking about Castlevania 4 is not my favorite game, okay? It's got some shitty controls. I wish I could tell you how good the entire game is, but after 30 hours of playing this fucking game, I usually end up getting torn apart.
Green, what is your problem, Green? What is your problem? Missile alone ramp, missile alone ramp.
But the only reason why I pulled through every stage was only because of the soundtrack. That's it. The soundtrack made all these worlds truly come to life. The boss battle songs made everything so intense and exciting. The calming music just made me want to pause the game, grab a nice iced tea, and just relax. They got my jam alerts in this game. It really is something special when a soundtrack can not just get a player hooked in a game, but also has the ability to keep them going.
Very good, very cool, very handsome, very nice, very swag. I like.
I started playing Sonic Mania again because I started listening to the soundtrack. I want to start playing Majora's Mask again because Koji Kondo is one of the greatest composers of all time. Considering that Majora's Mask is a very dark game, once you enter the observatory, the music changes to this. It gives off such a feeling that the observatory is the only safe haven that you have during a time where the world is about to end from a goddamn space meteor. It feels kind of calming. Banjo-Kazooie, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong Country. All these games have such a thick atmosphere. Well, from good game design, but also because the soundtrack makes every place, every moment so immersive. When you go underwater in Banjo-Kazooie, the music becomes this bubbly, aqua wonderland. In Donkey Kong Country, you can hear crickets and birds before the music slowly comes in. In Ocarina of Time, you can use the ocarina as an instrument and can be used during the story. What a genius idea! Areas around you can feel more lively from game soundtracks, but also it has the ability for you to remember the past. When I was playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, I was talking to Ronald here, and I heard him play this. Like the narrative of the game, it was almost like I began to remember that same tune. In Ocarina of Time, when you enter Lon Lon Ranch, you hear the same music. This was one of my most favorite moments in the game, because the game rewards you for playing its past titles. Undertale soundtrack has all the assets of a good soundtrack, not necessarily because of the atmosphere, but because it's made to sound real good. I don't know much about music, alright? But this shit got me lasered in the club. This shit got me lasered in the club. You know what else got me lasered in the club? Studiopolis from Sonic Mania. Strike from Earth from Shovel Knight. Otherworldly Foe from Earthbound. It might not be used in a way to use atmosphere, but it's my jam. And that's all that matters. You've just been talking about video game music for what, 3-4 hours now? Fuck. Well, it seems like these days, when a video game soundtrack comes out, it never gets the praise that it rightfully deserves. Movies have Oscars, TV shows have Emmys, and video games are sitting here with fucking Game Awards. Video game soundtracks seriously have a huge impact on me, and if it's done right, it can have a huge amount of potential in any video game. So, to finish this video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite soundtracks. Thanks for watching, and as always, sub for more.
How are you? I am under the water.